Hello and welcome to Money Mindset Hub, your space for building financial wisdom and achieving your money goals. I'm your host, Raul Sofa. Imagine this. You're standing at a crossroads. You've worked hard, you've saved up a bit of money, and you're ready to start seriously planning for your future. But then you encounter these two uniquely Canadian signposts. One says RRSP and the other TFSA. Both promise to help your money grow, but which path is right for you? If you've ever felt a little overwhelmed by these options, you're definitely not alone. In fact, choosing between a registered retirement savings plan and a tax-free savings account is one of the most common financial dilemmas Canadians face. Today, we're demystifying these powerful savings tools. We're going to break down exactly what they are, how they work, and most importantly, help you figure out which one, or perhaps both, aligns best with your income, your goals, and where you are in life. Think of this as your personal guide to unlocking significant financial advantages. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive into the RRSP versus TFSA showdown. Alright, let's start with the veteran of Canadian savings, the Registered Retirement Savings Plan, or RRSP. Launched way back in 1957, its primary goal, as the name suggests, is to help Canadians save for retirement. So what's the big deal with an RRSP? The magic lies in its tax advantages. First, the tax deduction. This is the immediate perk. Any money you contribute to your RRSP up to your allowed limit can be deducted from your taxable income for that year. Let's make that tangible. Imagine you earned $60,000 last year and contributed $5,000 to your RRSP. For tax purposes, it's like you only earned $55,000, and this means you'll pay less income tax in the year you contribute, potentially resulting in a nice tax refund. Think of it as the government rewarding you for saving for your future. Your RRSP contribution limit is generally 18% of your previous year's earned income, up to a maximum annual limit set by the government. For 2024, that maximum was $31,560. This limit is listed on your Notice of Assessment from the Canada Revenue Agency, CRA, after you file your taxes. Second, tax-deferred growth. Once your money is inside the RRSP, whether it's in stocks, bonds, GICs, mutual funds, you name it, any investment growth, interest, or dividends are not taxed as long as they stay within the plan. This allows your investments to compound more powerfully over time because you're not losing a slice to taxes each year. Now, tax-deferred is the key phrase here. It doesn't mean tax-free forever. You will eventually pay tax on this money, but ideally that happens when you withdraw it in retirement. The common strategy is that you'll likely be in a lower tax bracket in retirement than you are during your peak earning years. So, you get a tax break when you're earning more and pay tax when you're earning less. Smart, right? But what if you need the money before retirement? Generally, any withdrawals from an RRSP are considered taxable income in the year you take them out. Plus, you permanently lose that contribution room. However, there are a couple of important exceptions. The Home Buyers Plan, HBP. This allows first-time home buyers to withdraw up to $35,000. This was the limit, but always check for updates as it was proposed to increase to $60,000 in budget 2024, and as of May 2025, it's worth verifying if this change has been enacted from their RRSP tax-free to buy or build a qualifying home. You then have to repay this amount to your RRSP over 15 years. The Lifelong Learning Plan, LLP. This lets you withdraw money from your RRSP to finance full-time training or education for yourself or your spouse, common law partner. Again, this has specific limits and repayment terms. So, who is the RRSP typically best for? Individuals with middle to high incomes who can benefit significantly from the immediate tax deduction. Those who anticipate being in a lower tax bracket in retirement. People focused primarily on long-term retirement savings, those disciplined enough not to touch the funds until retirement, or who plan to use the HBP or LLP. The RRSP is a fantastic tool for long-term wealth building and reducing your current tax burden, but it's not the only player in the game. Now, let's turn our attention to the newer kid on the block, but an incredibly popular one, the Tax-Free Savings Account, or TFSA. Introduced in 2009, the TFSA offers a completely different kind of tax advantage. The name says it all, tax-free. Here's how it works. First, contributions are made with after-tax dollars. Unlike the RRSP, you don't get an immediate tax deduction when you put money into a TFSA. You're contributing money on which you've already paid income tax. So what's the benefit, you might ask? This is where the TFSA truly shines. Second, tax-free growth and tax-free withdrawals. Any investment gains, dividends or interest earned inside your TFSA are completely tax-free, forever. And when you decide to take money out, whether it's for a vacation, a down payment, not restricted to first-time buyers, an emergency or retirement, it's all yours, tax-free. The government doesn't touch a cent of it. This is a huge advantage. Let me tell you a quick story. I have a friend, let's call her Sarah. Early in her career, her income wasn't super high. She diligently put a few $1,000s into her TFSA each year and invested it in some growth-oriented ETFs. Over a decade, that money grew substantially. When she decided to put a down payment on a condo, she withdrew a significant sum from her TFSA and paid absolutely zero tax on those gains. If that same growth had happened in a non-registered account, she would have faced a hefty capital gains tax bill. The TFSA saved her thousands. Another key feature of the TFSA is its contribution room. The federal government sets an annual TFSA dollar limit. For example, for 2024 it was $7,000, and for 2025 it's $7,000 as well. This limit is the same for everyone, regardless of income. Any unused contribution room from previous years carries forward indefinitely. So if you haven't contributed before, you could have a substantial amount of room built up. And here's a fantastic flexibility feature. When you withdraw money from your TFSA, you get that contribution room back the following calendar year, in addition to the new year's annual limit. So, if you take out $5,000 this year, next year your contribution room will increase by that $5,000 plus the new annual TFSA dollar limit. This makes the TFSA incredibly flexible for both short-term and long-term goals. Who is the TFSA generally best for? Individuals at any income level, but especially those in lower to moderate tax brackets where the RRSP deduction isn't as impactful. People who want flexibility to access their savings for various goals, short, medium, or long term, without tax penalties. Those who anticipate being in a higher tax bracket in retirement than they are now, as RRSP withdrawals would be taxed at that higher rate. Anyone who wants to ensure their investment gains are truly theirs, free from future taxation. Younger individuals just starting their savings journey. It's often recommended as the first savings vehicle to max out if your income is not yet high. The TFSA offers amazing flexibility and the powerful allure of completely tax-free growth and withdrawals. It's a game changer for many Canadian savers. Okay, we've explored the RRSP and the TFSA individually. Now let's put them side by side for a direct comparison on key features. 1. Tax on contributions. RRSP contributions are tax deductible. You get a tax break now. TFSA contributions are made with after-tax money. No immediate tax break. 2. Tax on investment growth. RRSP. Growth is tax deferred. You pay tax later when you withdraw. TFSA. growth is completely tax-free. 3. Tax on withdrawals, RRSP. Withdrawals are taxed as income except for HBP and LLP under their rules. TFSA. Withdrawals are completely tax-free. 4. Contribution limits, RRSP. Based on 18% of your previous year's earned income up to an annual maximum. Unused room carries forward. TFSA, a fixed annual dollar limit set by the government. Unused room carries forward. 5. Impact of withdrawals on contribution room, RRSP. When you withdraw outside HBP and LLP, that contribution room is gone forever. TFSA. When you withdraw, that amount is added back to your contribution room starting the next calendar year. 6. Impact on government benefits, RRSP. Withdrawals in retirement are considered income and can affect eligibility for income-tested benefits like Old Age Security, OAS, or the Guaranteed Income Supplement, GIS. TFSA. Withdrawals are not considered income and do not affect eligibility for these benefits. This is a critical advantage, especially for those planning for retirement income. 7. Use cases, RRSP. Primarily retirement savings, especially if you're in a higher tax bracket now than you expect to be in retirement. Also useful for the home buyer's plan or lifelong learning plan. TFSA, extremely versatile for any goal: emergency fund, down payment, car purchase, travel, supplemental retirement income, or just general investing. Imagine it like this. With an RRSP, you're betting you'll be in a lower tax bracket when you pull the money out. With a TFSA, your future tax rate doesn't matter for the funds within it. It's always tax-free on withdrawal. So, the million-dollar question, which one should you choose? The answer, as with most things in finance, is it depends on your personal circumstances. Consider your current and future income, lower income. Just starting out, the TFSA is often the better first choice. The RRSP tax deduction isn't as valuable if your tax rate is already low. Plus, the TFSA's flexibility is great when you're younger and future needs are less certain. Middle to higher income. The RRSP becomes more attractive due to the larger immediate tax refund. If you're in a high tax bracket now and expect to be in a lower one in retirement, the RRSP is a powerful tool. Think about your savings goals, short to medium-term goals, e.g. buying a car in 3 years, a house down payment in 5 years. The TFSA is generally superior due to its tax-free withdrawals and the fact that you get the contribution room back. While the RRSP has the home buyer's plan, the TFSA offers more simplicity and flexibility for this purpose without repayment obligations to the account itself. Long-term retirement. Focus, both are excellent. If you're a high-income earner, you might prioritize the RRSP for the tax deduction, then use the TFSA for additional savings. If you're a lower-income earner, maxing out your TFSA first for retirement might make more sense due to the tax-free withdrawals not affecting government benefits. What if you are unsure? The TFSA's flexibility makes it a safe bet if your future is uncertain. You can always withdraw funds tax-free if your plans change. The both strategy. For many Canadians, especially as their income grows, using both accounts is the optimal strategy. 1. If eligible, contribute to any employer-matched pension or RRSP plan first. That's free money. 2. Then, many planners suggest prioritizing the TFSA until it's maxed out, especially if you're in a lower or middle tax bracket or value flexibility. 3. Once the TFSA is full, or if you're in a higher tax bracket where the deduction is very beneficial, focus on contributing to your RRSP. A quick word on what you can hold. Both RRSPs and TFSAs are just containers. Inside them, you can hold a wide variety of investments: cash, GICs, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, stocks. The type of account, RRSP or TFSA, determines the tax rules, not what you invest in. We'll cover investment choices in a future episode. Ultimately, the best choice aligns with your financial picture and your future aspirations. Don't be afraid to consult with a qualified financial advisor who can look at your specific situation. We've covered a lot of ground today, dissecting two of Canada's most powerful savings tools. Let's quickly recap the core differences. RRSP, tax deduction now, tax deferred growth, taxed on withdrawal. Great for higher earners and dedicated retirement savings. TFSA, no tax deduction now, but completely tax-free growth and tax-free withdrawals. Amazing for flexibility and ensuring your future self gets every penny of growth. The key takeaway is that both the RRSP and TFSA are incredible tools designed to help you build wealth and secure your financial future. Understanding how they work empowers you to make informed decisions that align with your money mindset. Whether you're Team RRSP, Team TFSA, or Team Why Not Both, the most important thing is to start saving and investing consistently. What are your experiences with RRSPs or TFSAs? Do you have a preference or a strategy that works for you? Share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. We love hearing from our community. If you found this episode helpful, please give it a like. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future episodes from Money Mindset Hub. We're here to help you navigate the world of finance with confidence. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Raul Sofa, and I look forward to helping you build your best financial future, one smart decision at a time. See you next time.